What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and in today's one I'm going to be going over a couple of topics, but the main point being a big change coming to the SPFL this season. So the big change that has been implemented for the upcoming season, and it is a temporary measure, they have said it's only for the 2021 season, and it is allowing 5 substitutes instead of the usual 3 that you're used to, and now up to 9 subs are allowed on the bench. As this new rule has been agreed by all the Premiership clubs, it will be implemented for this weekend coming, so against Aberdeen we will be allowed 5 subs, and the SPFL's reasoning behind this was because of everything that's going on with the COVID situation. All our games might be a bit more condensed. Of course, we've got no winter break. So the whole reason that this new rule has been proposed to all the clubs was to help with the busy schedule, help teams avoid injuries where we've got less time to let the players recover. When this new rule was announced this afternoon, there was a lot of debate on how much this would slow the game down, but with this as well, you are only allowed to pause the game for substitutions 3 times. So if you want to use all 5 of your subs, for example, the first time, 60th minute or so, you can make 3 subs. Then the 80th, you can bring one on again, 85th, one on again. So that's your 5 subs. You cannot pause the game 5 times and go 1-1-1-1-1. Hope that makes sense. I'm going to now read out some replies that I got to the tweet asking for people's opinions on this 5 sub rule, while giving a bit of my opinion as well. But the first one here, as you can see on screen, is from George, and he said 5 subs will suit dirty teams. You can get booked and then get subbed off. And now this is a big point. That's a really good talking point. It's one I didn't think of right away myself. But George here, it's a good point, because you see it when we play against, you bet, Aberdeen this weekend, Motherwells, they type of teams, you know what type of game you're going to get. They can't play football like us, so they want to break up the game, foul us when possible, slow the game down, get it to their pace and their type of standard. They want it to be a fight rather than a football game, and it majorly benefits teams like that. Of course, we still do get our fair share of bookings from time to time as well, but majority of games we're holding the ball, we're trying to play nice football, and we're not all about that type of game. But it's a very interesting point there that, for example, Aberdeen can get literally half their team booked this weekend and then bring out a full new team for the second half and continue with that tactic again. The next comment I've picked out here is from Ryan Kent's Ponytail, and mate, do us a favour and please fall off. But anyway, he said only benefit for it is for the younger players to come on and get match time if we are comfortably in the lead. And of course, that is another great point for it, because, for example, how many times do you see us, it's a close game, and then in like that 60th, 70th minute, we'll maybe score 1-2 goals and we're comfortably ahead, and then, but we've made all our subs already, or you've not got enough youth options on the bench. But this 5 subs does allow, at least for 1 or 2 youth players to come on, which, at Rangers, we've not got millions that has been getting into the team lately, so this might give a huge chance for youth players this year, and in fact it might be the best year ever to be a Rangers youth player. The last comment I've picked out here regarding this scenario is from Scott McLean. He said it doesn't think that we'll use 5 subs very often. We shouldn't make the changes when the quality's not there to do so. He thinks it'll be mainly useful towards the end of the season when them fixtures really start to pile up. I do think that opinion is right though, especially in those later stages of the year. If we're still in Europe, for example, if we get through group stages again, into knockouts, you're still, hopefully we do better in the cups this time, so we're in later into them as well. Then, as always, you end up having the odd midweek game here or there, and that's when them 5 subs might be useful for us. Say, for example, if we're playing a lower league side, in like the Scottish Cup, you can play 5 of your players who would usually be in the B team, but have 5 first team players ready to go just in case things aren't going to plan. So it does allow for a lot of chopping and changing, and it is a massive change for managers and coaching staffs to actually be on board with and think about new tactics for. Before speaking about how I think we could implement our subs, I'm actually a little bit surprised that this has went through, especially from the teams in like the lower half of the table, because of course, the Old Firm are going to have the strongest start 11 by miles, but our benches as well, compared to your Hamiltons, Hibs, Motherwell, whoever it is, our benches are going to make a much bigger impact than anyone else's would in the league. So again, I think it puts the Old Firm ahead even further than the lower table teams. But speaking of our squad, as of today, there's a lot of rumours going around about players coming in, strikers, CDMs, whoever it may be. But right now, as our team stands, this is the team that played against Coventry, which you can say what you want about this, but I think this might be, in Gerrard's eyes, his strongest 11 right now, available fit anyway. McGregor in goals, Tav, Goldson, Edmondson, Barisic, Kamara, Jack, Aribo, Hadji, Kent and Morelos as a front three. So that's fine, we're used to seeing all those players in the starting 11, but then we got onto the bench. So on this bench here, we had 11 players. You had McLaughlin, who you think will always be on the bench. You had Big Calvin, Hollander, there's always going to be another centre-back on the bench as well. Murphy, Patterson, Barker, Stewart, McCrory, Bud Jonas, Arfield and McPake. Now, obviously, a couple of them will have to sacrifice their spot. Now, this bench as well is also without Docherty, Jones, Davis, and will they start to make it back into the team? I know Davis, some people might argue, is good enough to be in the starting 11. Not for me, I'm fine with the team the way it is. But a lot of people would argue he deserves to be in and about the squad. Then you've got Docherty and Jones. Will they make it in or will they go out on loan? And Gerrard, it's pretty clear to see he's not ever highly rated, the two of them, because they're not especially regularly in and around the starting 11 anyway. So it leaves the question, like, who will make way on this bench? You've got Bud Jonas and McPake. It's easy to say for them two to go out on loan, but then with these 5 subs, it's a perfect chance to get the players like Bud Jonas and McPake on, see what they can do, give them a bit more game time and see if they are ready to step up. I also thought as well, like, I've seen a lot of people saying this, like a big chance for Lewis Mayo, or what I thought could have been, to be on the bench for this year with Katic's injury being out. But of course we've signed another centre-back now, so he looks like he'll be out on loan as well. So my question is, who would you like to see on the bench from the youth and hopefully get some game time throughout the year? So I'm going to move on to another section of this video now, and it's about the Aberdeen game. The game that we have all been waiting not so patiently for, because how long has it actually been since we've seen our team in competitive action? And the nerves are already kicking in. No, nerves, we'll go with excitement. I've seen a lot of people as well ask me about what I think like my league prediction will be. Like, you see some YouTubers that do whoever 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way down through the table. You've seen the likes of maybe Ryan118, you've seen on Twitter doing some rounds where it's a Celtic YouTuber, by the way, as if you couldn't guess from what I'm about to say, where he's obviously had his prediction saying Celtic are first because they're far too strong and they're starting 11 and not one Rangers player would get in the team. He said he'd maybe take Borna Barisic, so just, honestly, I wonder if they actually believe that. But anyway, for me to do a prediction, you all know what I'm going to say. Rangers to win the league, second Celtic, and then from there, really, I don't take enough of an interest in any other team to say, for example, Hibs will be third or Hibs will be seventh. Like, I don't really know, don't pay attention to their teams, to be honest. All I care about in Scotland is Rangers, so it would be a bit pointless for me doing a full video dedicated to the league table. All you need to know from me is I think Rangers will be first. Anyway, enough of getting sidetracked, on to the actual game itself, and a big question is, will Alfredo Morelos be there and will he play? So I put a little poll on my Twitter to say, do you think if Alfredo is still here, will he start on Saturday? And 79% of people were saying yes, they think he will still be here and start. Now that is an opinion that I also agree with, because I think Alfie will lead the line on Saturday. I still think his head will be in the right place, because a lot of people were saying maybe start Defoe, or you've seen as well, Defoe, there's been a little Instagram clip that's slipped out where he's uploaded a little clip of him boxing with Jimmy Bell and he said, stop it, I've got a game. So a lot of people are saying, thinking him saying stop it, I've got a game means Gerrard might have told him he's starting. So it maybe could be something, but I just think it means obviously he's in the squad and he might be needed. But I still think Alfredo will lead the line, and I'm going for a bold 3-0 win. I think the team are in form. They know what's up for grabs. They know we need to put a marker down. And I'm confident in this team's abilities. I think we've worked on it, our shape and everything enough. I think we're strong enough to go up to Aberdeen, who are without as well their 2 main strikers, which is a huge boost. Shame for the Aberdeen players, yeah, but great for Rangers. We cannot lie. It's great for Rangers when their 2 main strikers are out. So they'll hopefully cause us less threats when going forward, and especially when our defence has been looking so good at the start of pre-season. Speaking of that clip with Defoe as well, in the background it looks as if he's accidentally leaked Rangers away kit. I think we've all kind of gathered it's going to be a white away kit, right? But it looks to be packed up in the box, ready to go on the bus, whatever it is, up to Aberdeen. And you'll see on screen now a picture of that and then a picture of the concept kits, and I think Defoe's maybe done an oopsie. But anyway folks, that's all I'm going to talk about in today's video, and as always, thank you for watching, and I'd love to know down in the comments your thoughts on the predictions for the Aberdeen game and what you think about the 5 subs being allowed for next season. I also want to mention, for anyone who isn't aware already, I'm doing live watch-alongs like you've seen in Arsenal Fan TV, that type of thing. So it's just usually me, a couple of my mates, we're live on YouTube. You just come into this YouTube channel 15 minutes before the kick-off of the games. I'm just doing this through all these lockdown games. A bit of a way to interact with people, get my little YouTube community going. So I'm speaking to everyone in the chat. You'll see me live react to the game, and it's just a little way of having fun while we can't all go to these games as much as I wish we could get going to there. I'm just kind of trying to make them as fun as possible to watch until we can get back there. But once again, thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.